Hello, today we're going to be making biscuits, but we're going to be using baking soda and cream of tartar and all-purpose flour. And the reason I'm going to go ahead and do this video because I had a biscuit already with the self-rising flour, but one of our viewer friends in Canada, they had told me they had searched my site and I didn't have a baking powder biscuit. And he loves biscuits, and so I guess in Canada they have a hard time with getting self-rising flour. So I said I'll go ahead and make this for him. It's basically the same as with the self-rising flour, only you're going to put some additives in here. Cream of tartar and baking soda makes baking powder. So I've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour here. And to that, I'm going to add 4 teaspoons of cream of tartar that I've already got measured out, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to go ahead and add that into our 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And I've got a teaspoon of baking soda. I'm going to add that. And what we're going to do is we're going to blend this all together with a whisk until it's all incorporated well. And basically, it's just like my other video. We're going to cut in the best biscuits. They use lard, but lard is very expensive here. So today I'm going to make butter flavored, and I'm going to use a butter flavored Crisco. And I've chilled the shortening in the freezer. And I've got about a half a cup here measured out. And we're going to cut that into our mixture here until it resembles coarse ground cornmeal. And I'm going to use a fork. Some people use their hands, and some people use a pastry blender, so you can do it the way you prefer. Go ahead and get our butter flavored Crisco into there. And I just mash it and cut it in, just like this, until we get it all mashed through. And for just the sake of, we're just going to go ahead and turn the camera off until we get it all ready, so you'll know what it looks like. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. You see, before I got it cut in there. And I'm going to make a little well in here, and we're going to do buttermilk. And you can use buttermilk substitute, that works fine in here, but you do need the acidy part in here with the baking soda and for the best biscuits, okay? So I've got a cup here, and I'm going to just do it a little bit at a time until I get it all combined. I've got about half of it here in my hole, in my well. I'm just going to do it a little time until I get it all in here, all the milk. Okay, I'm going to be using this little cutting mat to do my biscuits because I like a pat out biscuit kind of thing. And I'm going to go ahead and flour this a little bit because we're going to need our biscuits just a little bit here because they're sticky, And I do prefer mine to start off being a little sticky. It just seems to make the texture better to me. Works out for me that better. And I'm only going to do a little bit of this at a time. It's going to be sticky. Add a little bit more flour here. And it's going to be messy too. And I'm just going to kind of fold it over. Because I want it also, I'm going to make like a biscuit sandwich as well. I'm going to have sausage biscuits. So I want to keep doing this so it can kind of create kind of a sort of layers so the biscuit doesn't crumble and fall apart when I slice it to put the meat in and you take a bite and it doesn't fall apart. It works out better. I got this from a restaurant one time that I worked at, and they made a lot of biscuit sandwiches, and that's how they did it. Okay, now I'm just going to pat it out. I guess that's about ½ inch thickness. I got a biscuit cutter this time. Last time I used the glass. You can use the glass if you want. You can cutter. And I've got a greased cake pan here. And we've got our oven preset to 450. I know I baked them last time at 500. I have a different oven. I've got a convection bake on it, and I'm going to be using that, so it needs to be less heat in that. But biscuits are meant to be cooked on high temperature. I'm just going to go ahead and put them in our pan. I like to set them close together. That helps keep them soft. If you want a more crispier biscuit, you separate them, and you'll get a crispier, harder biscuit. And we're just going to keep doing this till all is gone and in here. This is going to make approximately this pan of biscuits here. What I've got here is some softened butter, and I've got softened at room temperature. And I'm just going to spread a little bit on the top of my biscuits before I bake them on and get more buttered flavored. You know, you don't have to, and you can. So just go ahead and do it like that lightly. And then we're going to pop them into our oven, and we're going to bake them approximately about 8 to 10 minutes, depending upon your oven. You know, the times vary from oven to oven. Okay, until they're nicely browned. And everybody's got a different idea of brown. Some people want them darker than others, you know. So, you know, to your taste. So just cook to your taste. That's the best way to cook, the way you like it. Okay, we're going to pop this into the oven, and we'll be back when they're done. Okay, our biscuits are done. And what I wanted to show you was, if you can see it on the camera, you can see these little layers in there that's made the biscuit. So when you go ahead and cut it for your sandwich, you know, you see that. And I'm going to go ahead and put some butter on mine. I like butter. And I got some homemade strawberry jam that I'm going to put on there. And I like this sausage with the sweet. We do that down south. I've always grew up eating jelly on my biscuit with the sausage. So, spread that on there. Biscuit. A sausage. And there we go. And take a little bite of this. It's tender and it's crispy on the outside. I think they're very good, and I'm dripping jelly everywhere because I'm a messy person. But I hope you enjoyed this video. And guys, this one was for you. God bless, and come back again.